Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers Masterpiece review thanks to the team at Robot Kingdom. Today we're taking a look at MP46, the Destron Spy Blackwidow from Beast Wars, aka Blackarachnia. I'm assuming Blackwidow was her Japanese name. The first port of action, we get this MP46 collector's pin badge. Look at that. Lovely little addition. I believe that is a Chinese exclusive. Alright, taking a look at her box, where we have her posed kind of oddly on one leg. Then we have her in her very show accurate, in my opinion. That's a pretty darn good look for her spider mode. Polystyrene all the way around the box. On the back again, there we have her in her robot mode. We've got various different expressions and stills from the show. We've got her anchor shot. We've got different faces. We've got the visor, which can be brought down. Again, really nice look. We've got our spider web, we've got the review, we've got a poison anchor, and we've got a selection of all of her parts. And there's the bio. If you want to translate that, then go ahead. But personally, I just want to play with the toy. She comes packaged in a lovely plastic clamshell with the base piece, etc., all taped on to the bottom. Wow, for a figure this size, that is a fairly huge plethora of accessories. First of all, we get a bio card, gorgeous artwork on there, and her info on the back there. And we get an instruction manual. The instructions are fairly straightforward, and some really nice shots. They're in some kind of natural surroundings as well. Between Takara and all of those bootlegs, well, I'm getting ruddy hundreds of these bases, which are great because they really are helpful when it comes to displaying the figures. And of course, we do get stand for her, which can plug in to the circular ports on these. So let's put that over to one side. We get lots of this kind of webbing that we can join together. They tab in like so. There's these tabs on either side. Push, push. You know what? The spiders absolutely amaze me with their ability to make webs. They're absolutely beautiful, aren't they? But at the same time, I'm horrifically terrified of spiders. I don't know why. I watched Arachnophobia as a kid, and for some reason it terrified me. I went to bed that night and there was a massive, and I mean massive, spider on my bed. He just come to greet me. It was literally by my pillow, and that was it for me. That was me done. I have been terrified of spiders ever since, which is ridiculous because they are gorgeous creatures that make beautiful webs, and they eat flies as well. So every household needs one. But yes, there we go. There we have a rather beautiful looking web. We get anchor, which I believe fires from her butt. So there we go. That means she can fire that up and pull herself up. Got a lovely long piece of string there. We get the secondary one with her insignia on there. I think we should be doing maximal next, shouldn't we? Faceplates, which we can chop and change. I'll cover the chopping and changing when we get to bot mode. Look at that one, that's awesome. Glowing eyes. We get the visor. 60 just put up a really nice picture on Twitter of her sporting the visor. I got a secondary strap as well. And last but by no means least, accessory wise, we have these pieces here. This can kind of slot inside here. These will go on the stand. That goes on like so. And then this will come through. These will grab on to the webbing on either side like so. We can then display the web. I think I've actually put the web on the wrong way around there, but you get the idea. And then this will tab on to Blackarachnia. Let's take a look at Blackarachnia herself. Oh, terrifying. Terrorize. Absolutely adore that paint scheme. Look at that. That is amazing. These are very spindly. They're still kind of robust though for what they are. We do have a overhang on her, so her head can push down, kind of cover up the majority, but we do have a fairly substantial hind quarters there. What do we think? Are we okay with that? I think if you're going to display her in spider mode, it's nice to have something to grab hold of. Just those legs and that's better with seamless editing. Fixed her underside. This part here out of the box, it needed to be turned around. Just unplug, literally just pull. It's on a rotating hinge, rotate, and it tabs in, and it keeps everything underneath there all nice and tidy. I just hadn't plugged that back in, but she is gorgeous. I mean, look at the head sculpt. Look at the head sculpt. Ooh, it looks into your soul. Love these legs. They are incredibly poseable. Really gets some character going on there. Look, she's needing something there. Maybe sewing her web of some description, but gorgeous, gorgeous alt mode. I mean, I don't have any of the original versions of Blackarachnia, although I did see that Emily and Dave were selling their version of her, so I may get that just for nostalgia. But of course we do have this little version as well coming from, was it Transform Element that done this one? I can't remember, there's so many companies now. But yeah, it looks like a small drone or something in comparison to this beautiful piece. Size comparison wise, the only maximal that I've got done up in his beast mode is primal. Look at this, I was so upset. Look, it just sheared straight off. Absolutely gutted. If anybody has a replacement waist piece or a junker of primal going, then I'd much appreciate it, because I was gutted. He just literally just sheared off. You know what, I've had a bad week when it comes to money. I'm gonna have a little rant here. A good friend of mine, we had a deal going. I was gonna buy a couple of figures off him. He sent me over his email address. There was a slight typo in the email. I didn't think anything of it, so I just copied the email, pasted it in PayPal, paid the money, and it went to some random guy the other side of the world, and we can't get it back. He was a friend, so I gifted it. My mistake. In hindsight, I should have asked for a money request. He's since set up a PayPal me address as well, which is a lot easier. So please, I lost some money doing this. Nobody's fault. Money's money at the end of the day. It's not the be all and end all. Nobody got hurt. But please just bear in mind, especially over this Christmas period when people are buying things, sellers, send out a money request or send out a PayPal me, just so there aren't any of these mistakes, because PayPal couldn't do anything. I'd gifted this money to some random guy who's now going to have an amazing Christmas. One of those things, isn't it? One of those things. But please, everybody, just be careful. Check and check again. But anyway, I'm digressing. I've had my rant. Me and my friend, we're still very much on talking terms. It's nobody's fault. It's just one of those things. But yes, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Storage-wise, there's a space just on the underside for that other projectile. And this also doubles up as a nice little hook. So if we decided to display her on her web, this will just latch on, and then we can tab her in. I'll take some pictures at the end, but we also get that small little butt flap there where she fires out her projectile as well. This will just plug in to the back of her sack, he says. There we go, so she can hang around as well. That's we can pretend that that's been fired outwards, but let's get her transformed up. It's one of these figures that I really think, oh, it's expensive, but at the same time, man, I really want two of them because the spider mode is gorgeous. It's not perfect by any means, but they've done a remarkable job, really, considering. I mean, that finish on it is sublime. But we have a weapon at the back here. We're going to disengage said weapon. That's going to be the first part of our transformation. Now, if we have this section engaged, then take that off. We're going to bring out her legs next. So you want to just rotate this out and down, like so. And this is just going to fold backwards and really does nicely tidy up. We can bring her feet down as well. I love how smooth everything comes across there. So again, just bring this one out, just disengages from this top section here. Bring that out, extend the knee. Look at that knee pad just jutting up there. Loved how that did that. It just slid up and locked wonderfully into position. The feet can come down. I will get the heel spur sections out shortly, but let's just tidy up her thighs at the moment. Oh, what a beautiful figure. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. There's the second heel spur. Oh, people said to be careful with this. Yes, she is more fragile than some of her compadres, but at the same time, I'm pretty heavy-handed. For little tiny small hands, I'm pretty heavy-handed. And third time of transforming, I think, and things seem to be okay at the moment. Right, next step is we're going to untab this crotch panel. Remember, this is the one that we rotated at the beginning when it came out of the packaging. We've got these arms here. They're going to untab and untab, and we'll just move those down into location. I mean, they're eventually going to rotate all the way up like so. So let's just do that now. Get that over and done with and move these out of the way like so. Now we've got our spider head. You can either have your pincers out in spider mode as well. It's entirely up to yourself. I like to have them in there, thinking that she's having a little nom nom time. Bring the head down. And as we're bringing that down, we can rotate, and we've got some nice shiny sections there now, which make up part and parcel of her abdomen. Really starting to kind of take shape now. Now we've got this panel at the back here. Let's just move these arms out of the way. I'm going to extend them now. We'll sort them out shortly, but there's so much we can do with them. It's going to move them out of the way so they don't hinder this transformation of the head. Right, shoo, right. This is all going to come forward. It just slides through. Clearance is minimal, but it does come through nonetheless. And this comes up and over and just sits and tabs on like so. That was pleasant, wasn't it? And then this back panel is going to collapse. And now I'm not completely convinced about this back panel piece. Personally, I like to have it folded under, but I believe the official transformation has it kind of sunken slightly. this comes up and tabs in to the top of that neck area. And then there's a tab here on the butt, and this should tab in on there like so. There we go. I mean, it's pretty good, isn't it? But I really feel that that kind of hinders the articulation a little bit. But hey, what do I know? Let's just sort out these arms. These are on rotations. They can come round to the back, and we can sort these out. And then we've got her hands being brought forward like so, and we're going to do that with both arms. And there we have her fully transformed up. Doesn't she look beautiful? One of the best looking Beast Wars figures in my opinion. Really nice. Still not a fan of how they've done the back there. I think having that folded in is better, but each to their own. Now I know Emily had problems with her shoulders. Mine do rotate quite freely, but again, like hers, mine are very stiff coming up and out. Hers actually pops straight off the joint. Only appears to be this arm which is quite stiff. Now we can bring in that gun that we detached. I've put her crossbow piece in there, and opening up these hands, you can see there is a small circular slot on one side. Push that in and then adjust. Look at that, she's armed and dangerous. Can I just bring attention please to that face sculpt? That is absolutely spot on. Love the fact that she's got her insignia there just above that breast area, and she's awesome. Here we have Beast Wars lineup. I don't have the kind of aftermarket transmetal figures here in this selection. It's just kind of what we've got officially, albeit that's the Infinite Transformations version of Dinobot, but shh. These do look sensational. I'm hoping for a big old chunky Rhinox next, but knowing our luck, we'll probably get like £100 rat trap or something instead. I would really love a Rhinox done properly as well. I know we're getting a Tiger Hawk down the line via third party, but for now, I mean, she looks outstanding, doesn't she? That's a really gorgeous take on Blackarachnia. Let's take a look at those extra face sculpts. Now, the instructions indicate that it's simple. It's just pulling them, my face! Pulling them off. So let's put this one on. Oh, again, that's a good look. Ooh. Oh, no, I'm not sure. That's a nice sculpt there. This one's the kind of shouty radioactive green eye sculpt. Very good indeed. And then we can place the visor over the top. He says, come on. Oh. Doing her very best Geordie LaForge impression. And while she's all Geordie'd on us, let's articulation goes up, down, left and right, and we can quizzically tilt at a really great angle as well. I'm going to take these off, they're just going to be in the way. Shoulders do come up and they go down. Now we can rotate the actual shoulder joint itself. We can bring these ones up and down again. They are incredibly stiff. The legs do hinder this somewhat, but they've got a full rotation on the kind of bicep area, so you can move them out of the way. That is a joint in itself, and this is a joint in itself as well, which can rotate left and right. There's the lower bicep. There is a bend there. So if we bend this lower bicep around, like so, we can bring the arm up and then rotate it again at this point, so we get a really nice double jointed bend on that elbow. We do have waist rotation in there if we untab that butt panel. Really kind of nice tilts, all on that abdominal muscle. But like I said, if I had the backpack as I suggested, which was out, completely eradicate any resistance in that joint area. The legs can come forwards, backwards, out to the side, quite loose on that joint there. Upper thigh rotation. We do have a single joint on that knee, but it does go ridiculously far, and we do have the ability to bend the kneecap point up as well, which does make it look much more natural. And we have up and down on those feet, and we do have ankle rockers on there as well. No left and right motion on the ankles because they're pinned here, but there's more than enough room there. So she is jam packed with articulation. Now, I'm not sure how strong these ankle rockers are because the thighs are quite loose. Again, I personally wouldn't trust them to hold her in a solid pose. I think these thighs themselves are going to slip out of position. But yeah, she is a cracker. I still think my backpack mode is better. But I'm not a designer. I'm just a fan who happens to love toys. So everything's plugged back in. But thoroughly enjoying Blackarachnia. She is a corker as far as figures go. Now let's put her in her web. Place her on her web. You have to have the backpack like mine. Right, so there we go. We're going to put that, shove that into her butt panel, like so. And then we can pose her accordingly. And it just plugs in to the back and then goes onto her stand. And there we have her. She looks gorgeous, doesn't she? Thanks again to the team over at Robot Kingdom for making this review possible. I've included a link in the description below where she can be purchased. Fantastic figure, probably one of my favourite. Yeah, I think she could be. She could be one of my favourite Beast Wars MPs to date. Possibly even better than Megatron. Megatron is an amazing figure, but this has got so much playability. She can pull off some cracking poses, and I love the interaction with the webs and the legs. And she is just a feisty little companion to the rest of my Beast Wars saga. Thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. I have included a Patreon support link at the end of this video. Do not feel obliged, but I do have a very awesome team currently making these reviews possible. Until next time, for myself and Blackarachnia, aka Blackwidow, goodbye.